The Adelphi is opening its doors for its biggest ever multinational event. Delegates from over 35 countries are arriving for the world's 101st International Rubber Studies Conference. With the hotel full, General Manager Eileen Downey will need all her troops on fighting form.
Sick? Sick? Sick with what?
The runs, and I've just been sick all night.
Right, well, you weren't sick when you left here the night before, Robert, and are you aware of the inconvenience to this building?
Yes.
Right, are you aware how important this week is to me?
Yes, I do.
Right, well, you can go back to signing in on my desk. You find yourself 5 minutes late in this building this week, Robert, and I am not going to be pleased. Right, now, we've been along this road before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, and it's an inconvenience when you come in the staff entrance and you have to walk all the way here and sign in and wait for the duty manager to countersign it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll go back to inconveniencing Robert since you inconvenienced me.
Okay.
So I suggest you go about your business and let's hear no more from Robert Hallmark this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
What?
You know, Robert's got to sign in every morning now.
To cope with the demands of so many international delegates, Operations Manager Brian Birchall will need to communicate effectively with all his staff, including Robert.
Duty manager's thing.
Duty manager's thing, he's got to sign in, and I'm going to get him to sign out as well. Because that's the problems that we have, because he doesn't do the things at the end of the night.
All right.
No one's speaking to me. Brian's being funny, as you can see him before, so just ignore everyone today. Keep out of everyone's way.
Banqueting administrator Carol Byrne has a problem. She's been organising the lavish maritime-themed dinner that will end the conference tomorrow night. But she's just heard that her professional party planners have pulled out.
These people have come from all over the world and they really need to see this city, which is steeped in maritime history. We just want to send them away with a little bit of it, if we can.
She and Brian have only 24 hours to transform the main lounge into a luxury liner.
Hello. Can you help me, please? This is the Adelphi Hotel here.
The conference means extra work for Mark the porter, but also extra money. He'll get £5 for each delegate he retrieves from the station. If he can find them.
Mr. Lee Boon Chin, Mr. NG Kochti. Shouldn't be too hard to find anyway. Hopefully 2 Chinese gentlemen, so I'm going to have to start practicing my Chinese.
Found under Y for yachting, this local chandler throws Carol and Brian a lifeline.
What is the protector?
Yeah.
Is it sunk now?
More than likely.
Dear. That would be super fun.
Yeah, that's
we could
good,
just
that.
hang that somewhere.
Yeah.
We clean it up like. You could wear that hat, Brian. I can see you in that hat.
You look all more like Mae West than I do.
Morning. Morning, get your hats on.
Over the next 48 hours, executive chef David Smith will produce nearly 3,000 hotel meals. But before he can start preparing for tonight's conference reception, last night's washing up still needs to be done.
Who's on with you, Ian? All right.
Excuse me, sir. Is that Mr. Lee Boon Chin?
Lee Boon Chin? No. They're from Malaysia.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're not here yet.
They're not here yet?
But they're coming. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've been arranged to take your luggage to the hotel, you see.
But
You going
I'm not Lee Boon Chin.
Are you going to the Adelphi Hotel?
Yeah, that's right.
Put your luggage there, I'll put it on the trolley for you.
Not quite the right delegate, but as long as no one notices the difference, Mark should get his £5. The decorations for the lounge have arrived from the Chandlers. But to improve the maritime theme, Carol's decided the staff should be dressed as sailors. She has sent their captain, Brian, to find the costumes.
So how many of them have you got?
I can do 11. If you want more, then I'll make a couple more to match up if you wanted me to go to that.
Right. I don't really like that. It's tacky. And the hat. Doesn't. Too small.
Chef needs to start preparing for tonight's reception.
But go and have a look before you phone me.
Once the hotel restaurants leave him in peace.
Is that soup downstairs in Jenny's? What? Has the soup gone down for Jenny's? That's why they're moaning about it.
Not happy with the captain's outfit, Brian decides to promote himself to Admiral for tomorrow's maritime dinner.
Collar, a white scarf. that would go around the top of that. And the red trousers.
I quite like that, actually.
It looks very commanding. Nice.
I'm very commendable.
Back at the station, Mark has one last delegate to collect. All he has to do is pick him out.
I'm looking for an African chief, but unfortunately I don't know his name. So I'll just have to wait for someone that looks odd. Hello. You going to the Adelphi Hotel, yeah?
Yes, how are you?
Not too bad. Nice to meet you. I'll put it on this trolley, so it saves bringing this one back, you see.
That's fine.
The chief has arrived just in time for the ministerial reception that will open the conference.
I'm in blue.
Yeah.
Big epaulets like that. And a hat.
Not those trying things.
I'm not wearing the hat.
You will, I'll make you.
Will I?
You bought-
Will
you
I?
wanna be
Will
in
I?
it?
Will I wear this hat? No way.
Brian now has a few minutes to change into his standard uniform while Chef and his team get ready to serve the hot canapes. Timing is crucial. There's only a 10-minute window between the minister's speech and his departure.
A telephone number, nationality and signature, sir. Should you leave any of your fabulous clothing behind and we need to contact you to forward it on. It's just for lost property purposes, sir. And is it by cash or by credit card, sir?
Cash, please.
It's cash.
Cash.
That's 400 to pay, please, sir.
He didn't have much change. He said he's going to come back down when he gets some English currency.
Mark doesn't get a tip from the chief, but he does get some unwelcome advice from the boss.
Mark, when I tell you to wear your coat, I don't care whether the train's in or not. You wear your coat. Right, have I made myself clear, Mark? Right, at the moment, you're an embarrassment. I'm too busy to cope with embarrassment this week. Go on your desk and sort your keys out.
Do enjoy your stay with us. Thank you.
Sorry, I missed all the meetings. You should attend the meeting.
He was the first African chief I've ever checked in. He was lovely. I felt terrible asking him for cash. I don't know how high up he is. You have to do these things. This is Britannia.
The International Rubber Studies Conference has begun. John Battle, Britain's Minister for Science, Energy and Industry, has arrived on time.
Where have you told me? That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know yet. In the ovens, but I don't know.
Now it's down to Chef and Brian to keep their cool.
Just tell me where they are.
Chef! Chef! The minister's supposed to be making a speech at 10 past, and it's going to be for 5 minutes at tops. That's a 10-minute warning.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the Minister for Science, Energy and Industry.
No, they want them in the room. They were asking us for the drinks and the canopies in the room. I only say what the customer says.
You are a dickhead.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I know I'm not.
I know you are, Brian.
Do you?
You are a dickhead.
And get your hat on.
I wish the International Rubber Study Group all the very best this week and when we meet again. Thank you very, very much for coming to Liverpool.
That's a tangy, sweet and sour sauce and some yogurt dips with mint in. But you shouldn't swim it in it.
You see, you got a 10-minute warning there. Whatever that means. If there's a nuclear war, we with him, aren't we?
When I breathe, it annoys the chef because he's just on one today.
Thank you very much, sir.
Chef got his food out on time, and the minister caught the last train to London. But tomorrow's even more important. It's only 8 a.m., but despite the staff's best efforts, some of the overseas delegates have already been offended.
The complaint on this restaurant this morning.
Right.
Right! We have some Buddhas in, and it's not a suitable place to have the Buddhas, so we're going to move them. For them to be for such a high god, so we're going to have to get them.
Oh, right. I'm
with me. Roll over.
I'm on it now.
So if you want to go and get them, you and Paul, I'll show you where to put them.
Yeah.
Eileen needs the day to go smoothly and won't accept any excuses, especially not from Robert.
the alarm clock and everyone off. So I've just run in, got a taxi.
Turn around.
Apparently it's a high goddess or something.
Yes,
and
it is.
they're not suitable in the restaurant. They want them somewhere else.
Well, if it makes them happy, that's the main thing.
Fortunately for Robert, Eileen's too busy to notice his late arrival. Lady Luck, or someone, was watching over him.
All the companies are paying lip service to globalisation.
The first plenary session of the International Rubber Studies Group has got off to a flying start. With 35 nationalities, clear translation is essential.
Chef! Chef!
But in the kitchen, communication seems to be breaking down.
They're going to come out at 12:30. Can you have the food now? Start getting it out. They've just come to me now. They're running early. Val, the organiser.
For what? Rubber studies?
Rubber studies.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, well,
I'm not a mind reader, you know.
Well, I'm on that, you see, one. So can we have it now?
You get the rubber studies out, you get this pierce out of the way.
So these
don't know what they're doing, these people, though. They come in here, they don't know what they're doing.
They know where they're working, but you don't know where they're working. So will the hot be ready for 12:30 as well?
Yeah.
I know where I'm working.
You know what day it is?
Yeah.
One dinner, Alison, just to put it on top. I'd leave the potatoes until the last minute. They still them, you know.
Companies with a well-known and accepted...
The conference is breaking for lunch ahead of schedule. But there's nothing Chef can do. The potatoes will still take 25 minutes to cook.
Now, potatoes, please, Chef. They're not cooked. Is that no? It is a no.
You can have them if you want them, but they're not cooked.
A number of smaller companies have grown rapidly. In fact, some have grown very rapidly indeed.
They're not there yet.
No,
just I can take food. Ready now.
Panicking for this. Leave these, get them in the steamer, Klaus.
I've got a hot plate that I can
don't give up. You're not, you're not
it
ready.
just looks terrible me walking in when the customers
You're not
are there.
ready there.
I can have it all ready. I can have it all ready if it's all there. You've got it there, haven't you?
Hey, potatoes.
Yeah, I know, because they're not cooked.
It just saves me going in with that all covered up.
They're not cooked.
He said they were cooked.
Said they're not.
He said he was just waiting for the pasta.
Nah, you just said they're not ready.
He just didn't know that he said it was. He was just pasta.
Would have been in, yeah.
Just get these in the steamer, will you?
You got more.
No, the chef's tense, I'm not. Yeah, I see what I mean. It's kicking off again. Just cook, will you? Just cook.
Do you big queer.
Marvellous, man.
Fortunately, science saves the day. The conference session on elastomers proved so interesting it stretched out until 1 o'clock, delaying the delegates long enough for Chef to cook the potatoes.
We have a job that's come in 3/4 of an hour, or an hour before it should have done, so consequently the potatoes weren't cooked. But the head waiter omitted to say that the people weren't actually in the room and it wasn't necessary to have the potatoes ready, because he's an idiot.
With lunch underway, the next challenge is tonight's gala dinner, an international buffet with 35 courses to be served on specially ordered dishes. Chef will create the food, but the dishes are down to Brian.
Hello, it's the Adelphi here. We've just been on the phone about some 60 10-inch square earthenware dishes.
I'm just chasing now to find out where they are, and if they're going to be here today, I'll get them there to you today. But
We ordered them in plenty of time because we needed them for today. You see, we thought everything was hunky-dory.
I can't get an answer off the carrier at the moment.
Listen, now I've messed us up now. The function is tonight. We need them by 3 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah.
Because the chef got to cook the food.
Chef hasn't yet noticed the lack of dishes. He's being distracted by a new problem. His main freezer has broken down.
It's fast. Attempt to get a fridge engineer in here. Not now, no. If that's gone down, we've got a lot of gear in there, haven't we?
Hello.
The chef will need to know soon, you see. I'm holding back up from the chef at present.
Sure, I'll know, just after 1:30. I'll keep on trying now.
All right then, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. They don't even know whether they've got the dishes up there. They can't find them on the computer. They can't find them on the computer.
Did you tell him we'll cancel the order if they're not here?
Oh, yeah, do you know that? But then Chef finds out that we haven't got them. He's going to go ape. It's not going to make life easy for us tonight if Chef hasn't got his dishes.
Chef may never know. He's had to leave the hotel on his own search. The mussels for the moule marinière have arrived, but most of them are bad. He has 2 hours to find and cook a second batch.
I'm putting these either side of the 2 main rooms. I don't want the delegates to see them, though. Right, you forward. Oh, that's all right. That's fine.
Well, let's get all the stuff up now.
Brian, at your age, you should
Let's get all the stuff up before we start putting it up.
What do you mean? Oh, up. And it's going to be a huge buffet-type dinner. Lots of different dishes from all over the east and west. Barbecue style. And we're going to be doing some flambeing, sweets, and we're going to dress up silly and sway a little.
Dishes update. The suppliers have just come in. They've let us down again. They promised us 60. They've sent us 23. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go with that. Chef's got enough to start now. And Paul Davis is just going to go out and buy another 20 or 30 dishes in a local shop.
Back from the supermarket, Chef's got 2 hours left to get everything prepared.
I'm telling you, Klaus, these are like...
Cut them.
What? No, I'm just saying they're bending over these.
Hey, I didn't make it, you bought it.
Oh.
At least Chef hasn't been worrying about the plates, and will never have to, as long as Paul can get them in without being noticed.
That's the dish crisis now solved. We've got enough for tonight, yeah?
What do you do with the rest of those onions?
The second batch of mussels have arrived, but Chef's still not happy.
It's not the season for mussels. It's supposed to be an hour in the month. So these are cultivated mussels. They're not the same as the fresh mussels, but that's all we can do.
Oh, hello, sailor.
While Chef rushes to get the mussels and the 34 other courses ready, all the Admiral and his crew have to do is get dressed.
Oh, hey, brilliant.
Should all look very smart tonight.
Well, Brian, you'll be going home, and that I know you.
You won't be getting it back. Be all right for a Saturday night, then?
All these guys do, these waiters, is put a suit on. That's all they do. What do you mean? Any fool can put a knife and fork on the table, can't they, for Christ's sake? But getting dressed is a bit more difficult. And that's the only difficult thing they have to do. Get dressed.
Is this left or right?
Don't think it matters.
How'd you get it on?
Hopefully it'll come to... Oh, perhaps you should have put them on... More haste, less speed.
Have they got all the flats, Klaus, for the collegiates?
With half an hour to go, things have calmed down in the kitchen, and the Admiral is prepared for any storms ahead.
And you should carry... Right, you should carry, your hat under your arm like they do. You know, that...
And a drink in the other hand.
You are Horatio Nelson.
Chef's fine tonight. He's all right. He's got his dishes, he's got his mussels. When it comes to service, that's a different matter, but he's all right at present.
I'm a pussycat.
Barking dogs don't bite, isn't it, Ryan? Nelson!
Come on. Hey? Well, I say, once a pillock, always a pillock.
Once a chef, always a chef.
Oh, you look very sweet.
I don't know how many you got on, about a dozen.
You don't put it on that way, Toast. I'm not coming in again.
You're not coming in again, you are. You bloody... If you're an admiral, you're supposed to be in charge of your fleet.
Admirals don't go into galleys.
Good evening, Brian. Oh,
Sir,
I like the
you can call me sir.
I had to staple mine up. Oh, well done. Oh,
Someone's attacking me. Royal salute.
You want to start getting the starters sorted now?
Up Bill's red carpet upstairs there.
The delegates start to arrive for their pre-dinner drinks, but there are no waiters to take the first course out.
we're okay, it's just that we're not being informed of what's going on by illustrious leaders. The Rear Admiral, for instance. He looks the part, but I think the ship's been sunk. God help us. Where's this chopped parsley? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that's the guys ladder. They're right inside on the top.
It's now 7:45. With dinner at 8, Chef and his team have decided to arrange the buffet themselves.
It's not our job to set out food, but when you've got no assistance from supposedly a senior member of staff, it's a bit poor. But this is usually the case. I mean, we'll end up, we could do, if he asked us nicely, we could serve it as well. We could.
Chef's feeling the martyr. Oh, well, I'll let him go and set himself on fire. It's about time he'd done some work, or done something. It's the first time he's been outside into a room anyway. He just usually cooks the food and throws it at us.
They might as well bloody serve it. Go and get the 2 chicory salads off Andrew in there, would you? Can we get some of your staff organised here?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, do it. Why are they seated?
Can you go and get me all the staff here, please? Everyone here. Or all the crew, I mean.
We'll serve it for you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But you might as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice, that.
What's this doing here?
Right. Does everyone know what they're doing?
Useless, then.
Just lean to me. Ham it up, that's it. Yay. Lovely. Thanks.
Get about your way.
You hit it.
That's it.
It's not the serving staff, it's the people that are in charge of it.
I'm avoiding the chef because it's going to be one of them nights and there's plenty of other people here to take the flak, not me. I'm a front man tonight. I'm keeping out the cage. There he goes. But it's not me, it's doing it too. Will Mr. Morris Kane and his top table guests please take their seats?
The second course will be hot. They have 27 of the 35 dishes left to complete. But as the cold buffet is served in the lounge, Chef discovers some of it's been put into the wrong room.
What are you doing with that? Read the menu. Put it in the other room. Read the menus. What's the matter with you? Dickhead he is.
But he's going to burst the blood vessel. I mean, the people don't want to see screaming and shouting. They just want to see food.
Start moving this in.
The main courses are ready, but none of Brian's crew has appeared. Chef decides to take things into his own hands.
There's no serving spoons in here. It's not set up. It's a mess, isn't it?
That's right. He's emoted again now.
A waiter brings the food from the kitchen that has produced the food. Yes, sometimes a chef comes in and sets things up, but he's not taking the food out of the kitchen that he's produced himself and bringing it in, or his staff for that matter. And I don't know where the rest of the staff are.
Everything all right, Chef?
Thing for me? We've got Admiral Nelson over there. I think he's Captain Pugwash.
A little bit, just
As the last of the delegates sample the cultivated mussels, Brian's ready to announce the main course.
Here we are.
Klaus, is all the food ready? Can I start bringing through now?
We're ready. We haven't
You're
got any
ready?
waiters here. We're bloody bringing us food out. Organise your staff.
Thank you.
Organise your staff.
Everything's fine, calm and dandy. Except Chef.
But unknown to Brian, there's a new burning issue to be dealt with.
So would you just like to go through and help yourselves to that?
The double glazing has been designed to keep the noise of the city out, but it's also keeping the smoke from the barbecue in. Taking a breather, Chef's returned to his office to try to solve his freezer problem. He still can't get hold of a fridge engineer, and the temperature in the hotel is rising.
Don't we crawl on the ground now? Keep to the wall.
No, it's not a problem.
It's all right. Okay.
We're barbecuing. We can't trust the English weather. We could have gone on the patio.
That's all
But they'd have stole the barbecue if we put it out.
Indeed, they would not.
The important thing for Eileen and her team is not to let the smoke spoil the show.
Just a bit of fog. Just a bit of fog. Smog.
You got smoke detector?
No, it's on. No.
The barbecue has reduced visibility to 5 yards.
Go get it.
I've opened them to get the wind through. I've got the windows open.
Eileen hopes Chef may have a solution. But first she has to find him.
Just go through and see Klaus and say switch the grills off.
Well, they have, but it hasn't moved and they haven't
Well,
moved.
what should I blow? Get Brian Birdshaw with his hat to blow on it. Because he's done all else.
I'll go and sort it, David. We cook this in the kitchen until we mop it.
It won't go anymore. This won't go away now.
Oh, we'll carry on cooking. Fine.
It won't go away now anymore.
What you do, this is the secret. You get some water, put it on your things and walk in.
We have to go in there.
You have to go in there. And we haven't got any gas masks.
We thought the best thing to do, because we've got so many fruity, sort of crumbly, soft things on the buffet here, the smoke is just going to get into them too badly. And besides, I couldn't stand in this room any longer, really, could you?
I'm going for a ciggy because I'm fed up of smoking in there, but I'm going downstairs for the cigarette.
Oh, Maggie, 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 they have taken her away.
12 hours and 35 courses later, the battle between the Admiral and the Chef is now over. As the smoke clears, it's time to assess the casualties.
Well, it's been that good that Klaus has started smoking again. They look motley crew, don't they? But they pulled out the stops and the job's been very good. The only thing we didn't do was actually clear the plates off the tables, otherwise we'd have done it in its entirety.
To Mrs. Downey's relief, the evening and the conference are judged a success.
I would like to thank the chef and his team for all their hard work.
And even Chef and his crew get a mention in dispatches. The 101st International Rubber Studies Liverpool Conference is almost over. The 102nd conference is planned for Bali. For Chef and Brian, this battle's won, but the campaigns continue. Next week, Mark may have to look for a new job. Carl, the disco manager, is desperate for new customers, and Katie is searching for a new man.
And that's at the same time next week here on BBC One. And over on BBC